Welcome, Capricorn. This is Jean with Rebel Yell Rising. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is your monthly July 2017 reading. I want to say thank you all for joining me. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you guys for the likes, the shares, the comments. It's really great feedback for me and it supports my channel. So for those of you guys who've watched my June monthly readings, I am switching it up a little bit this month. I'm not doing the Celtic Cross, even though I love that. What I'm doing is a more focused and asking for an intended message. I'm setting an intent and asking for messages that will help you step further along your path, your journey. What will help empower you, to help you understand what's really going on so that you can be in your power. Now, I'm using the Isis Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. These are extremely profound and deep messages. That's why I'm using them. They're definitely not daily use cards. I mean, you can, but the messages are so deep that we don't evolve as quickly, you know, and shift internally as quickly as we think. So the cards they tend to be the same for a while until you shift, and then you start to see new cards. So the first card here is the spiritual issue at hand for you. And I'm explaining just in case, you know, for some of you guys that aren't entirely, you know, into spiritual stuff, the reason you focus on spiritual issues if you're having problems in your life is because just like an earthquake, as within, so without, right? The earthquake doesn't start on surface level. The earthquake starts much, much deeper. And then those tremors, those shock waves reverberate out into the physical, right? And that's just how our lives are as well. So when we focus on getting our spirit right, everything externally lines up as well. Okay, so for you guys, Capricorn, for the month of July, the issue at hand for you guys is the scales of balance. So what this is saying, that this is about bringing harmony into your feminine and masculine energy. That feminine energy does not exist without masculine energy, right? You have the lady and the Lord, God and goddess, yin and yang. And for your feminine energy to be strong, you need masculine energy that is just as strong. If you want an empowered masculine energy, you need an empowered feminine energy. And the spiritual issue at hand for you guys for the month of July is to find that balance, a harmony between the two. All right, let's see what the other cards have to say. So this card for you guys is how you can heal that on a day-to-day basis. Okay. If any of you guys have been considering stepping into a position of leadership, especially among spiritual or religious matters, this kind of is confirmation for you to go ahead and do so, to take action on it. Now, keep in mind that these readings are for men and women, right? Because we all have masculine and feminine energy. It doesn't matter who you are, what you dress like, what your sexual orientation is. It really doesn't, because we all have that energy. And what this is saying is that the focus here is feminine energy. So you're being asked to really share what you know. Capricorn, share your message. take on a leadership role and share what you know, there are people that would do good and that would benefit from hearing it. And that could even just be yourself, right? Because here your issue is actually bringing your masculine and feminine energy into an even keel, if you will, into equilibrium. Now, just like Aries is a masculine sign, I'm pretty sure Capricorn is also. And that's why this card is really saying for you to embrace more of your feminine energy, right? Because Capricorns, you guys are kind of like the go-getters, the doers. I mean, again, just like Aries is the ram, Capricorn is the goat. You don't find a goat really shying away. You know, I think of like the mountain goat with the little big horns coming out and just like climbing that gigantic mountain, right? It's a doer, it's a go-getter, and you climb great heights. That's very masculine energy. It's the doer, right? That's the masculine energy. But what this is saying is, if you want to empower and strengthen that masculine energy, you need to empower and strengthen your feminine energy. Because a masculine energy that is abused, if you will, you'll know that your masculine energy has sort of been overworked and really abused when you come across or when you act out in a way that is extremely authoritative, like dictator type, very like commanding, very dominating, like forcing others to agree with you, forcing others to do your will. That's an out of balance masculine energy. And by bringing it into balance with your feminine energy, you'll heal you'll heal the masculine energy in you into a more into sort of like a soldier that is knowledgeable and capable without having to be a dictator, if that makes sense. So what you're being asked to do is to kind of really embrace your feminine energy, and that doesn't mean be feminine. It just means be aware of feminine strength, which is creativity, right? Because we create. That's women creating. Mercy, having compassion, for those of you whom that does not apply to, if that doesn't make sense to you, what this is also saying is like, if you've been thinking about starting like a business or a club or a meetup group, or even just getting together with like guy friends or girlfriends or anybody and just having like a book club or whatever, where there would be a platform for you to really share your message of mercy or compassion, where you would just really be able to give your 2 cents. That's what this card is saying. Do it. Go forth. Do great things. Share your message. And for Capricorn, I don't think that's going to be a difficult thing, because you guys are pretty much like the doer and the go-getter. All right. The blessing that is coming for you this month, July. Portal of Light. All right, give me a second, guys. This one I am going to reference in the guidebook just because I'm not that familiar with it yet. Okay. So this card is about healing. So it's kind of reminding you that our physical reality is not, it's only an illusion that time and space are really linear and that they're really bound in this physical reality as we're experiencing it now. That you are conscious, like beyond levels that you can feel and see in this world. So you're now being guided to work with your healing powers to help heal like past what we believe time and space to be. So what this speaks to is a sort of distance healing, if you're familiar with that through Reiki or other modalities. If you, and this totally makes sense for Capricorn, if you guys have like been considering expanding your spiritual practice, you know, really getting involved with something that has to do with energy healing, distance healing, healing past lives, this is saying like it's safe to do it. You're not going to be ungrounded, you know, if that's been a concern. As your soul grows and expands, you're not going to lose your sense of self. You're not going to leave, you know, your earthly awareness. You, Capricorn, are only going to be adding to it. You are growing in power and awareness. So that is going to be your blessing for the month of July. A sort of breakthrough that you are not who you thought you were, right? And no, I don't mean specifically, you know, that maybe you were a fireman your whole life, but now you want to like knit. No. I mean, maybe for some of you, right? Maybe you're realizing that, you know, you are a completely different person than you thought you were. But what this is saying, it's like you're growing and realizing that you're much bigger. Your soul is much bigger. You know, like it can't really necessarily be contained by your human body. You're going to feel much, much bigger than you thought you were before. Much more capable of anything that you thought before. That, oops, excuse me, I knocked the camera. That is going to be your gift for the month of July, is this awareness. All right, the challenge for you, Capricorn, this month. Ooh, power over 7 scorpions. Okay, so the story here, guys, is this little boy right there was stung by 7 scorpions, and he was virtually on his deathbed, right? The lady Isis, he was brought to her so that she could heal him. She's a goddess, so she has powers. And in order to be healed, she had to know which 7 types of scorpions stung him and say each of their names. So by sheer willpower and knowledge, you know, by virtue of her being a goddess, she was able to do so. Now keep in mind, of course, she wasn't around when he was stung, but she is divine. She's a goddess. So she was able to divine and know which scorpions stung her, right, through her divinity, her willpower, and then say the names of those scorpions. And the boy was healed and he lived. For you, Capricorn, the challenge is very simple. There is something that is also poisoning you. Hopefully it's not 7 things, but there's something that is poisoning you either physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This could be an addiction to cigarettes and not being able to quit. This could be a codependent relationship, mother-child, boyfriend-girlfriend, right? This could be, pardon the language if you guys have a problem with this could be an addiction to porn. You might not even think it's an addiction. You might just be like, it's just porn. But if it's affecting a relationship, it's a problem. Let's see, what else could this be? It could even be, which just popped into my head, thank you, a feeling or a mentality or whatever you want to call it, where you think that you're not good enough. Thank you. Sorry, they just gave me that message that you, because I would have never guessed that that would be a poison, but yes, you, for your whole life, thinking that you are not good enough is definitely killing you, right? So the poison could be like literally killing you, or it could be holding you back from growing. It could be anything. The challenge for you is to recognize it as poison, like she had to, like Lady Isis had to know. And then through sheer willpower, overcome it. That's the challenge for you. Workaholics, alcoholics, sexaholics, whatever. All right? That's the challenge, guys, because you cannot defeat a poison unless you realize that you're poisoned. That's your challenge, to recognize the poison for what it is, and then through your sheer willpower, overcome it. Okay. This is your guidance for the month of July from your higher self or your spirit guides. Just depends on which you believe. The Temple of Carnelian. This is about your strength. And it really goes hand in hand with that last card we just talked about. This is about knowing your power, your strength. You know what? Give me a second, guys. I'm going to look in the book. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything that's super, I don't know, amazing that I'm missing. So this is about the strength within you. It's about recognizing your own courage. I guess that's what I wanted to get. The courage, right? If you are a 200-pound guy that can lift all sorts of weights, it doesn't really matter if you don't have the courage to do it, right? So what this is saying, you're being encouraged to take risks. Do something that feels really in line with what you love, with what makes your heart happy, with what brings you joy. And that will sort of become part. Sorry guys, my camera died. But what I was saying is that when you take that bold and courageous step to do something that is maybe outside the norm of what you normally do or what is normally expected of you, you are aligning closer with your true soul purpose, and the universe will completely support that, right? So let's do a really quick recap for you guys. So for the month of July, the issue at hand for you guys on a spiritual level is to really work on bringing harmony into your masculine and feminine energies. All right? And there is so much that you could read up on that if you are curious or looking for ways, because that is a really deep and broad topic. All right. So that was the issue at hand. And how you can heal this is by stepping into a position of leadership. And that could be as simple as getting together with some friends, you know, like if you have a weekly group of friends that you get together with, and just speaking your truth, speaking your mind, sharing your message, right? And embracing the feminine powers and strengths that are within you. The blessing that is coming to you is, it's an understanding that time and space don't really exist as we know it, or like more of like a conscious awakening of it, a deeper knowing, and that you will be able to heal through that time and space, right? And that could be through past life work, Reiki, distance healing, something like that. That's going to be the gift coming to you this month. And it might not be like, boom, in your face. It could be very subtle, a subtle internal shift. The challenge for you guys is to identify what is poisoning you, right? Not, I mean, it could be literally, but really like metaphorically. This could be like an addiction to cigarettes. This could be, you know, what's an addiction to like eating, right? But closet eating, which is a thing. It could be, you know, an addiction to, what did I say earlier? A belief that you're not good enough, right? A codependent relationship. That's your challenge. And the guidance is this month that you guys are really truly being guided to take a bold step, have courage, use your strength, and to take a bold new step into something that really truly brings you joy. Do something new. If you've been thinking about taking a basket weaving class, go for it. But in doing so, it's only going to be reaffirming your strength, reaffirming that courage and that boldness. Even if it's just painting a room, right? But you've never done it before, do it. Go for it. Who cares? It's just paint. You could always repaint it, right? So, Capricorn, I hope this message was informative. I hope it resonated. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading. It is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And that if it does not resonate with you, there's a message out there somewhere for you, one of the other readers, or to please contact me for a personalized reading to see what you need to get. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful month.